Let's see. Not too bad, right? I don't have to move it down too bad. Everybody can hear me. Great to see everybody, right? It was great to get out here. I mean, the weather cooperated early. We thought we were going to get a little bit shaky, right? But it worked out really good. Real fired up to be here. Vacation, as I get older, goes by quicker. But I do like it when it gets here. I told my wife that I'm all fired up. I'm not happy to leave her, but I was all fired up to come here. Let me do this real quick. I know there's talk out there about us signing a player. I don't know that there's pen to paper right now, so I won't go there. I did have a chance to speak with him last night. It was a good visit, and then I'll let Coach Reed take it from there, okay, guys? And I'm sure we'll have opportunities to talk about that player going forward. So with that, I'll just open it up.
You mentioned being fired up and you had an opportunity to talk to him. Granted, we don't know if it's confirmed or not, but if you did sign him.
You're going to do that to me, aren't you? You're going to do that. That's really good. That's really good, yeah. Listen, I would say this particular player, how's that? Listen, I'm always happy to add big, long guys, right, that have experience, have played in the league. But I'll be honest with you, I mean, I do know something about the player just from afar, right? But until we get him in here and find out where we can use him best, and that's exactly what I told him last night when we talked. So I'm not sure if it answered the question or not, but that's what I'm going with.
Can you talk about where you are in his position without him?
Yeah, a little young, right? A little young and a little inexperienced, but I think we've got some good options. I think this is going to be one of those years that it's going to take us 3, 4, 5 games, hopefully as we win, where we figure out where everybody goes and who should be doing this and who should be playing. I just think it's one of those years with all the new faces. That's certainly one of the positions that's a little bit new.
I understand that it's really early and you don't even have to add something, but your initial thoughts about Karlaftis, what you've seen in the days plus OTA?
Yeah, the only step, or one of the only steps left with these guys is what will they do physically when we put those on, the tackling, the block destruction, we call it. I anticipate that George will be really good at that because he's one of those, plays with his hair on fire, and I don't expect that to change. Now, every young guy that comes in, even though they may have dominated at a college level, there is a little bit of a learning curve, right? So we're going to live with some ups and downs with the young guys, and hopefully, George goes like that, right, throughout the season. But I'm fired up to see what he does physically. I'm not going to put expectations on Frank. I mean, I want Frank to be a steady player just like he has been. I want to, in the 4th year in the system, like all these guys that are in here for the 4th year, I would expect that the MEs go way down. That's an expectation on every veteran that's been here for 4 years, so it would be the same for Frank.
You guys obviously don't have Traveris anymore, Rashad's on DP. How confident are you in Rashad, the kid, to get handful reps?
Yeah. I'm all over him on that, by the way. I pulled him over. I don't know if you guys were here all of yesterday's practice. You guys are here the whole practice, right? Yeah, so I had him in the back there in 7-on-7. I didn't do it today because Dave had him. But what you're bringing up is really important in my opinion. Most of these guys think, and especially if they've been here 4 years, right, they think that they can just roll back out there and it's all going to just come back to them. Now, I don't believe in that. I do believe they need the mental reps. The one thing that happens, you guys don't see this, but when we go in the indoor in the afternoon, that's what that is all about. Now, he still can't be involved in that, Rashad, but he is back there getting all the mental. So that's all we can do for right now.
Is it fair to say when Fenton is ready, he would maybe take that role from Joshua, who's getting that experience?
Yeah, right now, that's what would happen. Yeah, that's what happens.
Joshua, just his development along with McDuffie, right? Because you got
Yeah, I got some young dudes back there. Yeah. I tell you what, to be honest with you, that's an exciting thing for me personally. I like working with these young guys. I'm not so sure I want so many at one time that we're basically relying on, but I think Joshua's done a really good job. The one thing Joshua does is that when we ask him to do something a certain way, technique-wise, he goes right out there and tries to do that, and he's been doing it all the way through. There's a learning curve there, and there's going to be mistakes. I love the way he competes, though. Yeah. Yeah.
What does Justin Reed bring to that as he's trying to learn?
Yeah, I mean, Justin's very similar. I'm not sure right now because he hadn't been in the system that he's where Tyron was. I'm not sure anybody's going to get to that particular spot. But the guy that has stepped up is Juan Thornhill. I'm talking about out here from a communication standpoint and running the show. He's kind of taken that upon himself, which is about what Juan should be doing right now in his 4th year. And as Justin gets more comfortable with the system, I would expect him to do the same thing.
Now, speaking of Juan said that he's going to have an all-pro season. Are you saying that for him? So
Well, I hope he's right. I hope he's right.
Steve, with your experience as a defensive coordinator, how many times do you get a chance to sort of talk to a guy who's established himself in one position, get some experimentation at a new position, and then the following year you kind of review that and go through that? And obviously that relates to Chris Jones.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where you were going with that.
Defensive tackle, just
You mean with Chris being a DN last year at the beginning?
and now shifting back to probably, it's more now.
Yeah. Well,
Have you had an experience before like that?
I see what you're asking.
How do you sort of communicate going back to,
In the Rolodex of my mind, I can't really come up with a specific example. I'm sure there's some there, but that was kind of a natural thing for Chris to go back inside, in my opinion. We were fortunate enough to get Melvin. Where it was a little bit more of a challenge was at the beginning when we put him out, because it was it's kind of uncharted territory for him. But you guys know we do move Chris around a little bit. I think your question was, did I have anybody else like that? I can't think of anybody right now. Hopefully that won't happen too much this year.
well, I would say, how do you sort of communicate with him for this year? Was there
Talking about Chris?
a new message, a new tempo, or just
Nah, I mean he's a defensive tackle. I think we all know what we expect from Chris. Yeah.
So what's the transition like now? Get the green sticker on a new guy.
Yep.
Making all those calls for you. Have you landed on that yet?
We're very fortunate to have Nick here, in my opinion. Nick's a natural thinker. He's a natural football player too, but I'm glad that we have Nick, because I think he does a really good job. I don't think he's at just like with Tyron, safeties being at Tyron's level after Tyron was in it for 3 years. I'm not sure Nick will be at that level as Hitch after Hitch had it for 3 years, but I am encouraged with what he's doing right now.
Justin mentioned yesterday he's been in 4 defensive systems now.
Oh, is that right?
Deepest playbook.
I didn't even know that. Yeah. We'll throw. I think I've. Go ahead. Is there a different question? Yeah. I believe I said this in the spring, because I think a particular same question was asked. This is what we're doing right now. We're going to throw most everything at them. Find out what this group can do, and then go from there.
Okay, last 2.
That's what we're going to end up doing. So at some point, you're asking, is it going to scale back? It probably has to. Yeah. But that's typical of any year. Training camp, you get it all in so that when you want to go back in Game 7 and pick something out that you worked in training camp, it's not brand new to them. So these guys do have to fight through some volume right now. That's what they got to do.
Steve, the center founder, Z Johnson, you guys have him listed as a safety. Do you see him more as a quarterback?
He's been playing corner for us. Yeah, he's lined up at corner. The horn just blew. Can I get? Does that mean I'm done?
That means nothing in here.
Yeah, I got you.
Sort of like with the follow up to Sam's question. Philosophically, in 2019, you kind of did the same thing because you had the new scheme for the players.
All new guys, yeah.
And so you have new players here, but how beneficial is it to have some veterans who underwent that?
A huge benefit, but there's quite a number of new faces. It'd be different if it was just one, right? Because like even last year, I'm trying to think, most of the group was back, right? Who would have been new? Nick. And Nick would have been new, right? So we really didn't scale it back, and Nick had to get up to speed with everybody. But this whole group, it will be throttled down a little bit. We're going to have to do that. We got to find out what these guys can do and be playing fast on Game 1. But that doesn't mean that we don't challenge them right now. Part of doing all of this is to find out which guys can think fast. If you go out there and you play 2 coverages and 2 fronts, right, and then you get into Game 5 and you need to change some things because of whatever you're playing, and guys can't get, we'll know who can and who can't. I hope I don't have to answer that question again. Are we done with that one? Sam, have you coached? Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, it was really good. No, because I think every coach has to do that, right? Too much, too little. But every player needs to know whatever you put in. That's the NFL, right? Am I good?
You're good.
All right, thank you.